Hello YouTube, happy BT-15 release everybody. By the time this video is live, the set has been officially out for at least a day or two now. And all of us here at Hyper Colosseum are definitely excited to open some new shiny cardboard, build a lot of new fun decks to have some fun with, and hopefully showcase them to you in the form of like deck profiles and commentary once we do finally get our testing in. So please be on the lookout for all of that. For those of you who don't know, BT-15 or Exceed Apocalypse introduces several new archetypes while also giving some updates to some old fan favorites. In particular, I think Metal Garurumon and Machine Dramon got a lot of support in this set. And we also see sort of a refreshed take on the Digipolice archetype. We do get a few Bloomlord support pieces and a refresh on the Rosemon line. And more importantly, we introduced the new Dark Masters archetype with the new boss monster in Apocalymon, which really made waves in Japan. We here in Europe and North America are going to be having Apocally for a very shortened period of time as the new restriction and ban list comes into effect within a couple of weeks. So, we won't really be seeing full strength Apocally running around too much, for better or for worse, but we will be seeing it at an upcoming Ultimate Cup with, I believe, on the 25th. So that should be really interesting to see how that all plays out. But Apocally is sort of one of the big focus pieces of this new set. We also see a sort of nice homage to the original Digidestined, as we do get a lot of neat support for the tamers like Sora, Kari, Matt, and Izzy, who also, get very nice alt arts as well. So a lot of different things to look forward to in this set. Today's video is going to be a box opening of BT-15 that I wanted to share with you from some of the allocation that I got. I'm not going to spend too much time going over each card, but I will do my best to highlight various cards as they get pulled, whether they're meta impacting or honestly just really beautiful cards to look at. The art in this set is just something I'm also looking forward to. I think there are a lot of really nice just artwork that we can kind of take a look at and share together. So, that's something that we can watch out for as we crack these packs. Before we hop into the video itself, I did want to give a quick shout out to Sully's Abode, which is a card shop that is located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. For those of you in the Chicagoland area, they were the ones who supplied most of our Hyper Colosseum crew with our product. RB got a case, TJ got a case, myself and Shane split a case as well so that we could have some stuff to share with you guys. And they also hosted a really fire pre-release event that we just got back from yesterday as I'm recording this. And they're the gracious hosts of our weekly locals every Thursday at 6 p.m. Our community's honestly been growing, which has been really fun to see. We had about 22 players yesterday. And every week it seems like we're getting new faces. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and looking for a place to vibe, play some games, meet some new people, please feel to check us out or check out the store in general. They have a ton of different TCGs as well. They do Digimon, they do One Piece, Shadowverse, Vanguard. They really do the whole gambit. So check them out. I'll link their website and TCG player store in the video description down below. So like I said, please feel to check it out. Also feel free to check out our socials, which will be in the Linktree description below. It has our Discord, our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube affiliate and TCG player affiliate. The Discord is one where we really do a lot of announcements, interacting with you guys. So if there is one to check out, I strongly do encourage you folks to check out the Discord. Because like I said, very, very important for just communicating with us. We're going to be releasing details of our box tournament very shortly within the next few days, so we can get signups going and people can watch out for it. And that's going to be done through Discord. But anywho's, enough chit chat. Let's rip some pack, guys. Alrighty, guys. So BT-15, Exceed Apocalypse, here we come. So pretty nice box art, I will say, just to start. We're given one box topper, which is basically just a foiled version of each egg, which will be nice. And then we've got our packs over here. We can start off with our box topper here, which again, it's just a foil version of all the eggs that we get. So we ended up with a Modimon, which I'm not sure quite is utilized in Bloom per se, but definitely utilized, I think, in the Rosemon archetype. So for those Rosemon players, I think Modimon's a pretty solid egg there. Moving on to our first pack. We will start off with a Togemon X Antibody. We've got a Lilymon X Antibody as well. An Airdramon, Garurumon. Here we have our first LM card. So for those of you who don't know, the LM series was basically a sort of mix of the Ghost Game cards, Ghost Game support that North America has yet to receive or yet to get. So what Bandai did was basically say, okay, let's sprinkle in some of the LM cards. So you get a lot of Ghost Game support here. Particularly the Gamamon archetype gets a ton of support with the LM pack. So for those of you who are looking to play Gamma, this was very, very welcome news. We've got a Palmon X Antibody. I will say I'm loving the art on the Rosemon line in general. I really, really like the Palmon X Antibody for Bloomlord. Just because, like, on play, Suspend is really, really nice, and I think you definitely utilize Palmon in your Bloom decks. But as a Rosemon mechanic, also really, really nice. And I'll try to point out the Togemon as well, because I really do like the art in that one. Moving on, we've got a Candlemon. We've got an Egg and Demimeramon. Brachiomon. We've got the new option, Wolf of Friendship. Not really utilized, I think, in Melga, but I think still a pretty decent option. We've got Sora as one of our rares, and then we've got a Piedmon who does fit into the Dark Masters archetype. I will say, you know, just a quick, like, point out to this art too, like, Piedmon, you know, the art is kind of fire here. You know, a lot of the rares that we get in this set, really, really, really nice art. So I also, like, will get very, like, I'll get baited into thinking I've got a nice alt art here, whereas I really only have, like, a regular rare. But honestly, I'll take it. If the rares are looking this nice, like, it's always a good sign. So we'll start off our next pack here with a Gigadramon. We've got a Muchomon, a Crabmon. The fish archetype, I think, is going to be really, really fun to play. We've got another LM card in Ryutamon. I will point out Betamon as well. This guy, for those of you who are doubting on Mirage still, I know I'm a little bit biased. I'm a Mirage boy, but you know, you swap out your Gomas and you put in this Betamon. Who cares if you miss Bukamon, man? Like, you got fucking jamming over here. So really, really good card. Here we've got another Dark Master support in Cherrymon. We've got a Bokamon, which is really, really good for the Gamamon support, as it finally gives it like a searcher. We've got Kyokomon, which is the egg for Digipolice. We've got Gardramon. We've got another Izzy. And then we've got a new Machinedramon. So really, again, really, really nice art. Used more so in the Dark Masters archetype. I don't think you'll be running this machine in the old, like, sort of classic Machinedramon build. But Anthony, if you're watching this, let me know. Any other Machinedramon players, let me know. But I don't think you're going to be really running this new Machinedramon in that like the classic machine archetype. We've got Gizamon. We've got a nice little Tapirmon, little cute boy. Got Bakamon, Lady Devimon. Again, another Ghost Game support in I think it's Chambiamon. We've got Lugamon. So Lugamon also is going to get some pretty nice support in this set. If you haven't checked out my Lugarmon preview video, yes, there are only sort of like technically like 3 cards that are going to be added to this set for it, but I still think these cards give pretty good value to it. We've got a Sealamon. We've got Jellymon here from the Ghost Game set, which again, really, really nice. Got Gessomon, which some folks will be playing in Lavaya. 7th Lightning, and a Matt Ishida. So Matt, if you haven't seen my Metal Garurumon preview, is really, really nice for the Melga archetype. I'm going to be definitely running a full playset of Matt's when I, you know, kind of put the deck together. But I think Melga is going to be really, really strong, and Matt's going to be a huge part of that. Here we've got another Mushroomon. We've got Ginrumon, which is really good support for the Digipolice mechanic. Foxfire, Ultimate Slicer. Cthulhumon, I believe is how you pronounce it. Another Ghost Game sort of support card. Reminds me of sort of like an evil version of Marine Angemon, if I'm going to be honest with you. We've got Lugarmon, which again is nice support for Lugar. We've got Tyranno, which is again decent SOC support. We've got Cannondramon, Impact of Knowledge, and then we've got a Thesamon, which is another Ghost Game card. We've got Hisiarumon, which again is a card for Digipolice, which I'm super excited to playing. And then we've got a Mega Kabuterimon Ace. So our first super rare here is Mega Kabuterimon Ace. The insect deck in general is getting a lot of nice support, and I think the Mega Kabuteri Ace is a pretty decent card for it. I'll be honest, I'm not very well read on the Insectoid archetype. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reading on it, but it looks fun. You know, it looks real fun. Moving on to the next pack, we've got a Celestial Arrow, which is the yellow option that we get for Angelmon support, Meteor Wing, a Scorpiomon, Akatorimon for bird support. We've got a Wizardmon, we've got a Garamon, we've got a Vilemon, which is pretty decent. We've got Tsunamon here, which is the egg that will probably replace Bukamon in most blue-based Mega decks. We've got Mega Seadramon, Weremanzemon, we've got a Phoenixmon. Low-key, guys, watch out for bird support. Bird support's going to be huge moving forward. We've got another super rare here in Amphimon Ace. The Jellymon mechanic is something that's really interesting. You know, it takes sort of Source Strip and bouncing to sort of a whole new level. So it's a really interesting archetype. I've never really gotten into it, but I know Shane has done really well with it in the past. So, you know, Amphimon is definitely something to look into for sure. Woodmon. Moving on to the next set, we've got another Hublimon from the Ghost Game set, Gizamon, Lady Devimon, Mushroomon, Gigadramon. I'm kind of digging the art on Gigadramon. It sort of is like a nice classic like gargoyle look. We've got Kabuterimon, which is going to be a key piece in a lot of your Insectoid decks. We've got Angoramon, Revelation of Light, Shoutmon X2. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of break here. This guy. What were we doing, Bandai? We've got finally, for what feels like forever, over a year now of like no cross heart support, and then finally released Shoutmon X2. And like, oh hell yeah, like finally a new like cross mechanic, something to cross into. And what do you know? He's not even cross heart in traits. So like, what do I do with this guy? I feel like he's okay. You know, he counts as a Shoutmon and a Ballista, but like, Bandai, why you gotta do me dirty like this? But here we've got, again, one of those rares that look like sort of a very nice full art here. Rosemon X Antibody, really good card. The Rosemon deck in general, I played against Sunny for fun the other night, and he was playing Rosemon, I was playing Cross, and it was absolutely just like, it was a nightmare because everything kept getting suspended, and Rosemon X was doing so much work that it's definitely a deck that I might dabble into moving forward. And then we've got Puppetmon. But the art also is just beautiful. And, you know, guys, as we're going through these packs, like I said, I'm not going to take too much time going over each particular card just because, number one, we're going to start hitting repeats very soon. Here, the Togemon X Antibody, just a shout out to the artwork here. I love that this guy kind of looks like that Lone Ranger in the desert. Kind of really cute card here. But yeah, like, tell me, like, what cards you're looking forward to hitting. If you've cracked boxes already, what cards have you enjoyed pulling? What are your favorite artworks thus far? And, you know, what decks you guys are looking forward to building next set. You know, like I said before, there's a ton of different cards that are going to be coming into play, such as this one right here, Ju Yulin. The Tamer for the Digipolice archetype finally gets a memory setter, like I said in my preview video. That'll be coming out within the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that one. But Digipolice is going to be a really fun deck to play. And she definitely plays a huge role in that. Oh, okay. So we've got our secret for the box. This is the soon-to-be restricted Apocalypse. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited to get him. But at the same time, definitely a good card to know. Because at least, like I said, for the next couple weeks, it's going to be running around for sure. We've got a next pack here, again a Cthulhumon, and we're gonna start going a little bit faster here, just to kind of get through the set. Ginrumon again for Digipolice support. More Jellymon from the Ghost game, Mega Seedramon, Gesomon, another Hisiarumon, and Oriumon. Okay, so we can take a little bit of break to talk about this guy. Really, really nice art, first off, for just a rare. And also really busted card for just a rare. I really, really like him. And as I've said before, I'm going to try to stop fanboying too much, but Digipolice is a deck that I'm super excited to play. And yeah, it's just any piece that I can get for it, I will gladly take it. So Oryu, really, really nice card. I kind of wish he was like an alt art or a super rare, just so that we can get like extra foiling and extra texturing for, but I'll take it. I will take it. Next pack, we see a Garurumon again, a Crabmon, Sealamon. I don't think we've had a Sealamon since, like, if I remember correctly, like BT-15. He was like the level 4 blocker that couldn't swing, if I remember correctly. So it's kind of like we're seeing a lot more fish support. And honestly, fish is a deck that I think is pretty decent. You know, Plusiumon and Plusiumon X Antibody are really, really good cards. And something not to be slept on. Bird support, like I said before, is going to be really nice. And we wrap it up with a Phoenix and a Piedmon. Again, both really beautiful, just rares. I really like how Bandai is kind of stepping their art game up with these rares. They're just nice cards to look at. A lot of them are still pretty meta relevant as well, so it's nice to just be able to play with some nice shiny cards. And the step up on the artwork's always really, really nice. Betamon, like I said, for those of you who are looking for a nice Bukamon substitute, look no further than this little guy over here. We've got Cherrymon, Airdramon, little Tapirmon sleeping in the clouds. I feel that, my boy. I feel that for sure. Canondramon, again, another Pokemon. Here we have a Kari. I don't know, man. Like, I was looking forward to more Kari and more Angel support. I definitely think Anjuamon is really nice, the ace card that we get in this set. But Kari, to me, just sort of feels like, she feels sort of not so great, but let me know what you guys think of her. Then we have Sora, which, hold on to her. You know, when bird support comes out full force, like, Sora's gonna be, I think, part of that deck archetype for sure. So definitely a good card to keep an eye out for. Moving on to the next pack. Bakamon to start off. More Ghost Game stuff. Like I said, we're gonna try to speed a little bit faster just so we can get through this. We got Babamon. Little Granny over here. Another Palmon X. Looking nice and pretty. Got a Scorpiomon, Kyokyomon, Agrumon. Shout out to Anthony. Hope you find your pre-release version of this guy. I don't know why we had, like I said, a full like 20 plus pre-release yesterday, and nobody pulled a pre-release Agrumon. So my man, I hope you find your boy soon. We do have an Izzy here, and then another Matt. The Insect deck, let me know what you guys think of the Insect deck. You know, it's a deck that I feel like has not gotten a lot of support in sets past, and is finally getting a little bit of a reboot now, which is nice. Definitely gonna have to read up on it, because it's been a while since I've even like touched the Insects. But I think it's an interesting deck for sure. You know, it does a lot of like your classic green stuff. But at the same time, like, you are, I feel like, a little step behind some of the meta decks. But again, it may just be also me not playing green insects for a while. So for those like insect fanboys out there, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. 7th Lightning. Okay. Justin, my man, I got my shit absolutely just wrecked last night by Levia. He and I were both in the finals match of our constructed format, and I was playing Mirage, and he was playing 7th Lightning, and this card, along with Levia, just absolutely, like, destroyed me. The deck is really, really good for those of you who weren't aware of that just yet. Levia is going to be top tiers, if not the top deck of the format, once this restriction list comes into play. So watch out for it. And he was playing it at a full restricted. So he was playing it with one Gabu X, one Guru X Antibody, one Anubis, and he still just absolutely wiped the floor pretty much with everybody that he played with. So shout out to you for a well-played locals, my man, and also just like watch out for Leviah, guys. Really, really good deck. So here we're going to start seeing a lot of repeats. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of quickly breeze through a lot of them. I'll try to point out stuff that maybe I didn't touch upon before. Speaking of stuff I didn't touch on before, Marvin Jackson. Really good cyborg tamer. Does have SOC in its traits. And he does do a lot for the machine cyborg variant of machine too. His alt art, if we hit it, would be really, really dope because it's really, really nice. Probably one of the most like drip sort of tamers that you'll see out there. So really, really beautiful card. We got Gizamon to start off our next pack, Celestial Arrow. But yeah, I think Marvin is one of those tamers that will help the machine archetype a whole lot. As we're seeing here with like Airdramon, Megidramon, you know, I think, and Gigadramon, we're seeing a lot of machine support, and I think machine is one of those decks that will be eaten pretty well, you know, this format. Supreme Connection is another option card that I think does a whole lot for the deck. And definitely be on the lookout for those of you tuning in for Anthony to kind of cook up more machine match play. So he's definitely going to be bringing that again. And then another question I had for you guys too was, you know, come the restriction list, what do you guys feel like is going to be like one of the top players in the format, or what are the top players in the format in your opinion? You know, I touched upon Leviah. I do think Melga is going to be up there for sure. I feel like people are sleeping on Mirage. I think Mirage will still do pretty decent. Oh, we've got another super rare here. We've got Biomon. But yeah, let me know what decks you think are going to do well into BT-15 and moving onwards. Biomon, I think, is one of those decks, like Bird in general, I think is a deck that still needs a little bit more support. But moving forward, I think it's going to be really, really nice. So be on the lookout for your Bird pieces while you can. But yeah, let me know what other decks you think are going to be doing well. I think this format is going to be very diverse once we do get the restriction into play. And I'm going to be very curious to see what people cook up. For me personally, I'm going to be running Mirage for sure. I'm probably going to be testing out Melga, the Digipolice decks, as we wrap up with a Herc Kabutery and a Venomiotis. Again, two rares that are just beautiful. But yeah, Mirage, Digipolice, Melga. I'll probably try to see if I can make like an Angels Focus variant on my Yellow Vaccine deck. As you saw in my previous profiles, you know, like it was very recovery focused, which I thought was fun, but I think the new Andromon does give it another angle of like control and removal, so I'll definitely be playing around with it. Yep, and like I said, we're just gonna kind of speed through some of these later decks. This guy again, just because we've seen a lot of these cards already. There's no need to kind of repeat them, but oh. So here we've got a Regulus Ace. Definitely a card you want to see in your Gamamon deck. Very nice card. Gamamon as a deck in general, I think has gotten a lot of support through the LM sort of series, and low-key has become very, very good. There's a lot of removal and a lot of offensive and defensive options that are now open to it with these new cards. So for Gamma players, my buddy Josh and I know Will is looking forward to playing Gamma as well. I think you guys are going to be eating pretty good. You know, Gamma is a deck that is not to be slept on, and I think it's going to do really well moving forward. So you guys have been waiting for it, and now it's your time to shine. Alright, so now we're starting to hear the rest of our supers. We've got a Tentomon here. Again, a key piece for your Insectoid decks, which again should be a fun archetype to delve into. I don't know if it's going to be particularly competitive moving forward, at least in this meta, but I do feel like it's going to be a fun deck to kind of mess around with for sure. And a nice return to the old like green Insectoid that we're seeing sort of the like OG green sets focusing on. Got an Omekamon, which is always like a nice card to play around with. We've got Venomiotis and a Gatomon. So we're really hitting our super rares now, guys. We've got 6. If I'm remembering correctly, we should have a total of 7. Gatomon's okay. You know, Barrier for me has always been like a mechanic that I felt that Bandai just... I don't know. Like, I just felt they kind of lazily put it out there. Like, I don't think it's particularly good, at least for now. You know, I think maybe in future sets and future supports, you know, Barrier may become like a nicer mechanic, but I think right now it just doesn't do as much as you would want it to. But yeah, moving on to our last few packs here. We're just gonna kind of speed things up a little bit to get through it. But yeah, I mean, the art in this set has generally been very, very good. I really like Waru Seedramon as an art as well as a card. Really good for the Leviathan build as well. Being able to force your opponent to spit something out, give your stack piercing is really nice. But yeah, like the art in general in this set has been really spot on. I'm really impressed with what the new designers as well from a mechanic standpoint have introduced with this set. Outside of the Apocalypse mechanic, which, you know, I think they rightfully backtracked on and said, look, we cooked a little bit too hard. Let's take it back a little bit. We've got Togemon here again, the Mr. Sombrero. Palamon doing his thing. But yeah, you know, I think overall this set has been pretty good because it does introduce a wide variety of mechanics that all seem pretty strong in their own right. Alright, so we're coming on to the last 3 packs here. We have room for one more either secret or alt art. And we have room for one more super rare. So let's see if these packs are it. Some more Ghost Game support. Another Airdramon. But yeah, let me know for those of you, again, like who have cracked packs and cracked boxes already, what your hits were, what you're looking forward to pulling, and if you haven't pulled anything yet, you know, if you're getting boxes, if you're sticking to singles. You know, I know a lot of folks are sort of 50-50 on this set, mainly because pull rates are a little bit stunted because of the LM cards. And now we have like Quantum as a secret, we've got Apocalypse, which both are just like, you know, taken away from some of the other cards. So I know some people are a little bit 50-50 on buying boxes in this set. So let me know what you guys think. I usually try to buy boxes to support the stores that I play at, as well as to just support the game. And now that we've got this channel up and running, more reason to sort of fuel my addiction here. But yeah, so we've got 2 packs left, and we are guaranteed another super rare and another alt or secret. So should be a banger of an end here. We've got Oriyamon, and now we're gonna come up to our hit here. Yes! My boy has found me. I have been looking for this guy. The alt art Gabumon. He's so pretty, guys. Like, he's just so good. The art from Melga has been fire for this set. I'm definitely gonna try to scoop up a playset of this little boy. The Melga engine in and of itself is really, really nice. Gonna be a tier 1 deck for sure. And I mean, Gabu's my boy. I can't not get alt arts of him. Like, it would be a crime. You know, true love means I gotta alt him out, right? But yeah, last pack. So let's see what our last SR is gonna be. Espimon, Kaputeri. Alright, so here we are. We've got our Ghost Game hit. And then we've got an Izzy. And we round out with a Darbit. So a little good variety, I think, of our Ghost Game pieces, our LM pieces, and our regular pieces. But this does wrap it up for the box. Our 2 like alts secret hits were Apocalypse and the Gabu. Our super rares, we did get 7. We're a good mix of our aces as well as our regular sort of tamer pieces. And then we've got a decent amount of Ghost Game cards here. All of them foiled, and then we've got our sort of regular hits onto the side over here. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said before, let me know what you guys pulled. Let me know what decks you guys are looking forward to. If there's any sort of feedback you have on the deck opening or the box opening, let me know. This is something that we're trying to do, not just for this set, but for sets moving forward. So any sort of constructive feedback we're definitely open for. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you on that flippy flip. Bye, guys.